This might be the ultimate hack to make your barbecue taste even better. I didn't know it. It could be possible that there are things in barbecue that I haven't tried yet. So when I came across this hack, I just had to share it with you and figure out if it actually works. Because that's kind of the thing with hacks. If they work, they're awesome. If they don't, they really suck and you're kind of adding things to your working process that you don't really need. Now, luckily for you and me, I got the video right here, and it's actually one of my favorite new content creators. And new is not the right word, but new for me. There he is, Jose El Cooks. And the thing that I like the most about what he does is he's kind of unhinged. So without further ado, let's watch that hack and see what's actually going on. I'm talking about this video right here. It has over 4 million views.
My wife doesn't like ribs or horseradish, so we're gonna use both to make the...
I already don't like his wife, but maybe he makes up for it.
So we're gonna use both to make the best ribs she's ever had. Yeah, she don't like them, but that's because she haven't tried mine yet.
That's right, that's the spirit. I like it.
I trimmed and took the membrane off of our ribs, coat them lightly with the horseradish as a binder, and then we're going simple with ocean, pepper, and garlic. You guys don't understand, winning my wife over is not easy, but
See, that is the hack that he has. He comes up with a way to make his ribs better so his wife likes him. Now, I don't have the same problem he does. My wife likes my ribs a lot. So there's so many ways to put a binder on your ribs, and the ones that I really like is mustard. It's my all-time favorite, but also a little bit of Worcestershire sauce or mayonnaise, or just sprinkle on some water. And the apple cider vinegar is great too. So yeah, so many ways to go about this, but using horseradish, never ever tried it. And if you haven't either, then let's figure it out together. Whoop, there it is, my horseradish. I don't have that squeeze bottle that he has, but I have something fancy. You see that? In Dutch it's called mierikswortel. And basically it's the same thing. And in French it's called rape. Never mind the French people, they're Réfort. Oh, so it's actually the word. Yeah, all right, I got it. So it's actually the word right here. That one, not that one. Then what is this? Grated. Horseradish in French, réfort, and then râpé is grated. So basically they raped it. That's about right. Why am I getting into this? Some people can't open jars. For me, that's not really a problem, but this has a vacuum. And then you want to pop it open, you can't open it because of the vacuum. So there's a hack to open this. You're supposed to tap it and then pop, it opens. I tried it a couple times, doesn't work every time. I want to figure it out if I can just, if I'm doing it right, can I do it right? We got a bird wrestling out here. See, it's not working. It didn't work. Again, it worked. See, it's secretly working without letting me know. So it works. All right, before I'm gonna put this on my ribs, I actually wanna do a little taste test. See what this is like. See how good this is. I'm thinking this is high quality stuff. I bought this, it's quite expensive. But if it's as good as I think it is, it's gonna be worth it. So my expectations are that it's sharp and intense. Let's figure it out. Definitely has structure. Ooh, oh yeah, it is the good stuff. Wow. You know the wasabi that you get in Chinese restaurants? That's this stuff, but it's good though. So I've got a rack of ribs that's going to do the job. I don't have the belly ribs, the St. Louis style cut that Jose uses. I'm going to be using my favorite, and that is the baby back ribs. I'm going to use a dinner knife to wiggle underneath against the bone and pop up the membrane, and then just yank it off in one pull.
Now that I trimmed and took the membrane off of our ribs, coat them lightly with the horseradish.
Lightly with the horseradish. There's so much horseradish going on these ribs, it's just insane. So lightly a lot. So that means I'm just gonna put on 2 tablespoons and I'm gonna start from there and see what happens. There we go. We're gonna figure this out, don't worry. And then get my gloves on and do a massage.
Horseradish as a binder, and then we're going simple with ocean, pepper, and garlic. You guys don't.
So ocean, pepper, and garlic, that means salt, pepper, and garlic. And basically, he's using a pre-mixed barbecue seasoning like my PitmasterX Texas barbecue seasoning. This is absolutely perfect. So all I have to do is just sprinkle it on, a liberal coat, plenty of seasoning, because you have to understand you're not just seasoning for the outside, you're also seasoning for the inside. So if you don't put enough on, the inside is going to be blunt. Not that this penetrates so much, but every bite has to have enough flavor. Don't forget the sides, gotta go in for the looks. Honestly, until now, these are not the best looking ribs I've made so far. But there's a ways to go. This could be saved. We don't know yet. Let's put it on the barbecue. I'll be using the Napoleon Apollo smoker, and it's one of my favorite barbecues to smoke with because it gives a smoke profile just like an offset smoker does. I'm gonna load it up with some briquettes, some charcoal to get it started, and a fire starter to light it up. In the meantime, I'm gonna prepare my reference rack of ribs. I'm gonna remove the membrane and not use a binder, but just sprinkle on the PitmasterX Texas seasoning. Once the charcoal is lit, I'm gonna put on some smoke wood, remove the water bath and grill grates from the bottom section, build the barbecue back up, put the horseradish ribs and the reference ribs on, and smoke them at a temperature of about 140 degrees Celsius until they have the perfect smoke color. These ribs have now been smoking for 2.5 hours, and you can clearly see the difference. Here, we got the ribs without the horseradish, and they have a darker color than the ribs with the horseradish. So basically the ribs with the horseradish is picking up less smoke flavor. With the ribs now looking the way they are, it means they picked up the smoke flavor, so I'm going to set up the barbecue in a different way. I'm going to put in a large tray at the bottom and put water in it. This is the water bath, and it's going to stabilize the temperature in the barbecue and lower it at the same time, keeping the barbecue at around 110 degrees Celsius. Core temperature is almost there. I'm looking for temperatures between 92 and 96 degrees Celsius, and then it's just about the poking. That's why I use a thermometer like this on ribs, so I can poke the ribs and feel the resistance, and at the same time measure the temperature. 92 to 96. That is the reach that we're looking for. So while we're waiting, we might as well make a barbecue sauce because, well, Jose had a barbecue sauce on top of the ribs, so we're gonna do the same thing. Starting with a 1/4 cup of ketchup, a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, 2 teaspoons of honey whiskey, 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, the juice of half a lime, and a tablespoon of the PitmasterX pork seasoning. Close the lid and give it a good shake. And that is literally how easy it is to make a delicious barbecue sauce. Whoa. Let's brush this onto the ribs, and that will probably cover up the difference in looks. 10 more minutes on the Napoleon Apollo smoker, and then we'll go check out these ribs. Okay, I think it's time to check these ribs. They look amazing, they're super tender, and hopefully they're going to taste amazing. At least one of these racks is going to taste amazing. Oh, we're getting close. The Jose El Cook's ribs are going to be amazing. Not just for his wife, but for everybody. Let's find out. Because I'm super curious, I've never had ribs like these before. Remember, we removed the membrane, put on the horseradish, and seasoned it with the PitmasterX Texas seasoning. Then I smoked it on the Napoleon Apollo smoker for about 3 hours on around 140 degrees Celsius with the rack of ribs straight over the fire. After that, I put in a tray with water to stabilize the barbecue and level out at around 120 degrees Celsius, smoking it for another 2 hours without smoke wood. Then we made a barbecue sauce, I brushed it on and left it on for another 10 minutes. If we take a look at the horseradish ribs, we can see that they're a little lighter than the ribs without the horseradish. So that is the only difference, as far as I can tell right now, between these two ribs. But what if we slice into them? If we do a side-by-side comparison, I feel that the horseradish ribs look a lot juicier. It's almost like the horseradish protected the ribs a little bit better against the dry air. However, I must admit that those ribs were a little bit bigger to start off with, so that could be an issue. Also, the naked ribs build up a little bit more smoke profile, and therefore they became a little bit darker in color. Let's do the taste test and find out if we can actually taste the difference. Let's start with the reference ribs. Clean off the bone and very, very tasty. Now for the horseradish ribs. There you go, Jose. I can definitely taste the difference. Ribs are juicy and delicious. Perfect. But there's a flavor. Hold on. Something's going on here. I gotta figure this out. Where are you going? Lately the camera's been moving on their own. Give me a minute, I'll figure this out, the flavor profile. It's like, I'm not sure if I like it. We got these cheap hamburgers that we put in the fryer, like the pre-packed ones that they stamp in factories, and it has that kind of flavor. It's somewhere between blue cheese and a stamped hamburger. I think this could be a personal thing. Let me say one thing though. I'm just gonna go back to the standard, just go double check this. Oh yeah, this is the way to go. I like my ribs like this. I'm very sorry, Jose, that, well, it's not for me, but of course, personal preference prevails. If your wife loves this, then make what your wife wants and make her happy. You know, I will do the same thing. If my wife loves something very much, I will make it for her every single time the way she likes it. I'm sticking to my ribs. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, then leave us a big thumbs up and a comment down below. See you guys in the next video. Until then, eet smakelijk and keep on grilling.